In the spirit of banging on Christianity, go to Isaiah chapter 29 and start at verse 29. Start at verse 9, right? And the problem with our people is they choose not to question what they have been learned, man. They want to say, have you been born again? Have you received the Holy Spirit? But the Lord has to truly correct these Christians. Give me, you got that? Give me Job chapter 5 and verse 17. But the Lord has not truly corrected you Christians, man. You Christians walk to and fro in your high and mighty. You look down on other people. You want to point out everybody else's errors, but you never pull out the beam in your own eye. Right? Give me Matthew chapter 7 and 1. Who got Job 5 and 17?
Job 5 and 17 in the read. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High corrected. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
Right, so blessed is the man who the Lord corrected, man. The Lord corrected us and pulled us out of that madness called Christianity. Pulled us out of that madness called religion. Pulled us out of all those lies. Buddhism, Islam, what else? Episcopalian, right? All these madness doctrines. What else again? Egyptology. Pulled us all out of that. More science, and he corrected us, man. He gave us the true knowledge of what it means to be a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What it means to truly be a servant of the Lord, man. And all these people going to and fro. It had to be at least 250 people marching right here, right? Man. Not one of them can tell you one commandment. Not one of them can tell you who they are according to the Bible. Right. Not one of them can give you any prophecy. Not one of them understands the judgments of the Lord, man. But what do? They walk around staggered as if they're drunk. Right, but they're not drunk off of wine or strong drink, man. They're drunk off the philosophies of the so-called white man, man. Right. The so-called white man has indoctrinated this whole world. Now everybody's confused. Right, everybody's confused. You know when you're drunk, you get the hiccups. You get those hiccups trying to catch your breath, man. The whole world is sick with hiccups from the whole world, man. Give me that in Isaiah 29.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
And that's the problem, man. Our people are staggering, and they don't even realize that they're staggering, man. America has made us homeborn slaves. America has made us comfortable in being in a land that's not ours. Right? You agree with that, brother? What's your nationality, King? Oh, no, don't walk. Just give me 30 seconds, brother. So look, staggering and drunk, not with wine or strong drink, right? Our people don't have time to find out that America is about to be destroyed. You're on a ticking time bomb, man. It's like you're in the movies trying to figure out what wire to cut. Should I cut yellow? Should I cut green, red? You slip the wrong wire, it's over, man. Right? Or it hits 00. Right? And look, it's staggering and lost, man. Keep going, man.
Reading on. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
The spirit of deep sleep is all upon the earth, man. And when do you go to sleep? When it's dark, man. When it's dark is when everybody sleep, man. Right? Unless you work at night, but when it's pitch black at night, everybody's eyes are closed. They're in a deep slumber, man. Right? I think it's called, what's it called when you go into deep sleep? REM. You go into REM sleep, man. Everybody's in REM sleep, man. And the world has seen light, but they rejected it. Give me that in John chapter 1. Right? Starting verse number 7, man. The world is loving the darkness, man. The darkness is beautiful. What's up, brother? You got 5 minutes for the words of the Lord? 1 minute, brother. Hey, take a flyer then, brother. The world hates the light, man. The light is so blinded, and it brings unrighteous deeds to light, man. Right? So the Lord put a deep slumber on this earth, man, where the nations don't know where they are, where the thieves are changing their identity, trying to hide from the crimes of their forefathers. Right? It's up to us, the watchmen for Israel, the true men of the Lord, right? The Israelites who are repenting and coming back to call those deeds into remembrance, to wake our people up. Brother with the black hat, man, you got 1 minute for the words of the Lord? Brother with the black hat, you got 1 minute for the words of the Lord? Nobody's good, man. Keep going. Give me that in John.
Oh, John 1 and 7 in the read. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe.
Right.
He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighten every man that cometh into the world.
So it lighteneth every man that cometh into the world, man. Yahweh was set forth as that light to lighten us up, that we may be able to see in this dark land, that we may be able to edify our people in this dark land, man. But our people are so scared to be woken up, man. Our people are so scared to be uncomfortable, man. Uncomfortability is how you grow, man. Uncomfortability is how you stand upon your feet and become a man. Right? You think David knew that he was going to slay Goliath? Of course he knew, but he had to be uncomfortable to grow, man. He had to be put in that uncomfortable situation to be able to grow. Right? Keep going with that, man.
Verse 10. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came into his own, and his own received him not.
Right, so his own received him not, man. That's why Israel don't want to find out that they the greatest people on earth. Y'all brothers know that? Y'all the greatest people on earth? You ain't know that, brother? Come find out, brother. Give us 1 minute, man. Whatever y'all going to see up there, going to be up there, man. Come get the words of the Lord, man. Right. Come get the words of the Lord, brother. See, he went into his own received him not, man. Jake is too cool for school, man. Jake got everything else to do but find out about their Lord and Savior, man. Find out about their Creator. Find out how to get eternal life. But if I said we got 8 bottles and 10 blunts, brothers would be backflipping, man. Moonwalking, man. Doing the gritty back here with the shiesty mask. You know what I'm saying? Go back to that, King.
Verse 12. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God.
So as many as received the words of the Lord, he gave them power to return as the sons of God. Right, come back up here, brother. I saw you looking, man. With the cookout sandals. Come on, brother. Come get the words of the Lord. Come on, brother. Hey, you got to get on Jake, man, to make them turn back around, man. Walk around. but as many as did hear the words, accept the words, he granted them to come back to be the sons of the living God, man. To be that light that's set upon the hill. To be that example unto those who are lost. Right? It's a mixed multitude right here. Brother with the cross on your neck, man. Come hear the words of the Lord, man. Give us 1 minute, brother. 1 minute, brother. Damn, it's like trying to shoot a free throw in a pitch dark gym. Right? You don't know where you're shooting at, right? Man. And that's the problem, man. Right? With shades on, right? Left-handed.
Verse 12, we're reading. But as many as received them, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of the Most High.
But were born of the Most High. That's the true meaning of being born again, man. You're being reborn of the Most High because you received that light. You received that wisdom. You received that knowledge, understanding. You received that correction. You received that guidance through the precepts, man. And that's the problem. Our people are so deep in sleep that when you wake somebody up from their sleep, they get angry, man. You get angry when you woke up out of sleep, man. But it's our job to take the brunt of that anger, man. Because we make our face hard against their face, man. All right, keep going in Isaiah.
Reading on. For the Lord had poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Right, the spirit of deep sleep. What's up, Elder? How you doing? We dealt with you before, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your nationality, Elder?
Israelite.
Israelite. What tribe you from?
I guess it would be Israel.
Well, Israel is a nation. And in Israel, there's 12 tribes. So what tribe would you come from? Judah. There you go, Elder. And as you being an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, what does the Most High require you?
No pork.
No pork?
There's several things.
Say that again?
I said several things.
It's much more than several things, Elder. Much more than several things. Right? You got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Right? Give me Revelations 22, starting 14. Right? This is the last book of the Bible. The Lord said, blessed are you when you keep his commandments. Right? Because you'll see the tree of life. And the rest of them without are what? Dogs. Right? Let's bring that out.
Revelation 22 and 14 in the read.
Bring it out.
Blessed are they that do his commandments,
Right? So, Elder, you say it's several things that we have to do. Now, I know you want to be blessed. I know you want to be blessed. Don't nobody want to be cursed. Worried about getting sick, breaking bones, losing your memory, right? Things you don't want to happen to you. But the Lord say, blessed are you when you keep his commandments. So you can forget any and everything in his life. You can forget your name. You can't forget these commandments, Elder. You can't forget that. Because if you keep the commandments, you're what?
Condemned.
Well, if you break the commandments, you'll be condemned. But if you keep them, you'll be
I'll be blessed.
blessed. There you go. Right? Keep going.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life.
So you're going to have right to the tree of life if you keep these commandments, Elder. So you say no pork. Right? That's a small thing to do. Right? That's a small thing to do, but this is a huge Bible. Right? How many pages are in your Bible, kid? Go to the last page and tell me how many it is.
985. 985.
It's 985 pages, and you think the only commandment is to not eat pork? Not the only one. What else, Elder?
I can't lie, can't steal,
Can't steal.
commit adultery,
Can't commit adultery. What else?
no fornication, no
Right. You see how difficult
honor my
it is?
mother, honor my father.
Right? You see how difficult it is to remember the commandments? But you got the playlist going. If I said name 3 Isley Brothers songs, you'd be able to tell me off the top of your head, wouldn't you? All right, give me 3 Michael Jackson songs.
Oh, I can give you Michael Jackson.
See, but we can't give you the words of the words of the Lord, the commandments of the Lord. You got to figure out what beat of the drum you're gonna dance to. Right? Michael Jackson's drum ain't beating no more. He ain't coming out with no more Beat It's and Remember the Time and Thriller. Right? But these commandments, this is a living book right here. So you got to come back to keep these commandments, Elder. Right? As an Israelite, we're going to give you the commandments over again. We're going to jumpstart your memory, but we're going to finish this verse.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city.
Right?
For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whoso loveth and maketh a lie.
So I know you're not a sorcerer or a whoremonger, are you? Do you love it for making for lie? Of course not. I can tell you though. Right? So you got to come back to keeping these commandments. Right? Let's go to Leviticus 11 and 9. Right? Let's go to Exodus 20 and 8. Right? You're going to get relearned again, Elder. Right? We're going to jumpstart your bike again. What we going to do? We're going to jumpstart your bike. There you go, Elder. Right?
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 9.
Yeah.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Right? So now you said no pork. Now the Lord is saying let's go to the waters. Right? Let's go to the waters. What can we eat out of the waters, man?
No scavenging. No scavenging.
No scavengers. So what can we eat in the water?
We eat. I guess fish.
Fish. All right, let's find out.
Whatsoever had fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So you was right. We can eat fish, right? But we can't eat scavengers like you said. So no crabs, shrimp, and lobster. You eat crab, shrimp, and lobster? Now, when the last time you ate it? Last week?
No,
2 weeks ago?
It's been about a month.
A month ago? I'm quite sure we talked to you way longer than a month ago, didn't we? You see, you forgot about it.
Right.
See, you forget about these commandments. The Lord said, for without are dogs, sorcerers, and whoremongers, and those that love it and make it for lie. And it's our job as being your brother to have you not fit in that category right there. You're supposed to be in the holy category. You're supposed to be in the elder who knows the word category. The elder who knows the commandments category. So it's our job to put you in that position. Right? Keep going with that.
Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
So it's an abomination unto you. You can't eat no more seafood. Right? Let that month ago be the last time. Right? Go ahead and step in it, Elder, so you don't get bike traffic. Right? We jump starting your bikes and hang out here with the bikes. Right? So from this day forward, no more seafood, right? No more rusty scupper, no more shrimp, crab, lobster, crab cakes, right? All that's things of the past, right? Because you're a black man, right? A black man?
Israelite.
There you go, Elder. You see? I'm telling you, you about to be out here willing with the kids. Right, let's go to Exodus 20 and 8. All right, yeah, let's go to Exodus 20 and 8.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So the Lord said, remember the Sabbath day. Now, do you remember the Sabbath day the last time you was up here? It's all right if you don't remember, Elder. It's all right if you don't remember. So the Sabbath day is the holy day that the Most High is set apart from all the other 7 days of the week, right? It's not just a regular day, right?
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the 7th day of the week is the Sabbath of the Lord our God. What's the 7th day of the week? Saturday. So what's today, Elder? Saturday. So what is today according to the Bible? The Sabbath day. So let's see what we can't do on the Sabbath day, right? Because, you know, we like to do our own thing when we get free time, right? We're real chill people. We're playing, right? We like to walk around, listen to our music, right? Throw the shades on, right? We do whatever we feel like doing. But the Lord has stipulations of what you can and what you can't do on the Sabbath day, right?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
So the Lord said you can't do any work on the Sabbath day, right? Do you work on Saturdays? All right, do you clean up your house on Saturdays? Well, the Lord said you can't do any work.
Right.
Right, no wiping the windows down, no vacuuming, right? No washing the clothes, washing the dishes, right? Mopping the floor, cleaning the toilets and the sink. All that is a thing of the past, right? As an Israelite, the Lord commanded us to be holy and to keep His what? Keep His commandments. So from this day forward on the Sabbath day, what you not going to do, brother? You ain't going to be doing no cleaning. You ain't going to be taking out no trash. You ain't going to be working, right? Or you're not going to be cooking on the Sabbath day.
Right.
There's no kindling a fire on the Sabbath day. No kindling a fire, like the brother said. So you cook everything that you need to sustain you on Saturday before the sun goes down Friday night. Right? So the Sabbath day starts Friday night until Saturday night. Right? So from Friday night to Saturday night, no working, no cooking, no buying, and no selling. Right? That seems pretty easy, right? It's easy. It's easy not to spend money. Easy to keep that money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to do that, right? But you gotta also congregate with like-minded people, right? You gotta be out here with us, Elder, so you can never forget that you're an Israelite and that the Lord requires you to keep His commandments, right? You see how quick? When's the last time we talked? What was that?
At least about 4 months ago.
At least about 4 months ago. You see how fast it slipped away in 4 months? Imagine if we ain't seen you in 5 months. You might have said you was a white lady, right? So, you know, Lord forbid, but we got to make sure that we're coming around like-minded people so we don't let these things fall by the wayside. Give me Hebrews 2 and 1. We can't let those things fall by the wayside because sometimes when you drop something, you may not see it again. You ever drop some money out your pocket and you ain't seen it again? That's how it is with the words of the Lord. You can drop it and never hear it again. And resent it and learn to hate it because you didn't hold it and hold fast into it, right?
Hebrews 2 and 1, and it reads, therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard.
So we got to give the more earnest heed, right? We got to hold the words of the Lord in such a high reverence that we don't let it fall, that we don't forget it, that we don't cast it away, right? Because if I gave you $1,000, you're going to hold on to it like your life depended on it. I know you are. This is worth way more than $1,000, Elder. This is life and this is death, right? You can't spend $1,000 when you're gone. But if you get eternal life, you get riches galore, right? The scriptures tell you that we're going to store gold like dust to store it up.
Right.
When we come back to serving the Lord. Right? Keep going, King.
Heed to the earnest things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip.
Lest at what?
Lest at any time we should let them slip.
4 months, you let it slip, Elder. So, this is the second time. Right? What happens on the third time when you don't do it? You out. Right? We can't let it be 3 times, Elder. We see you walking up here with the speaker. Right? Nodding the head. The old school music. Right? Come get the real old school music right here. Right? The prophets. You got Psalms in here. Psalms is a book of songs. And it's much better than any Michael Jackson song you like. Right? What were you just listening to, Elder?
R&B.
What song?
I play it all.
Okay. You play it all. You got to get all of this right here. All of this. Right? Let's get to Leviticus 19 and 27.
Leviticus 19 and 27 in the reads, you should not round the corners of your heads.
Right? We don't got to worry about that. You got the braids on top of your head. Right? But say if you didn't have it, you can't shave your head bald. Right? You got to keep hair up there. Right? No Tyrese. Who else? Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley. We can't do those things. Right? Or what?
Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So you can't shave your beard. I see you shave your beard, don't you? You do, right on the sides. But the Lord said you can't mar the corners of your beard. So you got to let the beard grow, Elder. Can you do that for the Lord?
The Lord.
You sure? We see you every weekend.
Yeah.
We see you.
I can do it.
Look, you got what? It's at least 20 witnesses out here.
A small price.
It's a small price to pay. And it look better on us. We look better with our beards. We look more fierce. Right? You got the salt and pepper. Right? That's the seasoning. So you can't shave your beard. Right? From this day forward. Because you're a black man. Because you're a black man.
Nope. Israelite.
Israelite. Right. All right, I'm going to keep trying. Black man, right?
No.
What are you?
Israelite.
All right. From what tribe?
Oh, man, you got me. So I just...
You said it earlier.
Hebrew.
You said it earlier.
Man.
Take your time, brother. Take your time. We at your pace. Ain't no need to rush.
Judah.
Judah. There you go. So you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. All right. What's your nationality? Israelite from Judah. All right. What's your nationality?
Israelite from Judah.
Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Right? And we got shrimp up here. You want some?
No.
Why not?
You can't eat that.
You can't eat it because what?
That's a sin.
That's a sin. There you go, Elder. What about these? What about your clothing? What you're supposed to have in your clothing?
Has a trim around
Fringes. There you go. You see it's starting to come back. Right? It's starting to come back. I said we're going to jumpstart that bike. Right? But what has to be on the fringes? With the blue ribbon. Let's read it for you. You right, Elder. You right on point with it.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
Right, so you absolutely correct. Now the fringes in the borders of your garment. Right? You got to make sure you get fringes. Right? And you know we're going to look out for you. You keep coming up, Elder. Right? I know you don't live too far if I remember. You said you live not too far from here. Yeah, so you should be out here every Saturday with us. Every Saturday. Because you out here every Saturday anyway. So it don't make sense not to stop and congregate with your brothers. Right? So you got to have fringes on your garment.
Throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So you got to have a ribbon of blue. Like you said. Right? Like the brother right here got the fringe with the ribbon of blue. Like the brother right there got the fringe with the ribbon of blue. And the next time we see you, you're going to have what? With the ribbon of blue. Because you're a black man. All right. Okay. All right. All praise to the Most High. I know you want to move. Take a flight. Take a flight. So we're going to see you next week, right?
Oh, yeah.
Lord willing. All right.
Thank you again.
All right. Be safe out there, Elder. All praise to the Most High. All right. All praise to the Most High. That's It feels good to have a few people listen, man. Right. and then Sodomites appeared. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50 and go to verse 31.
Jeremiah 50, verse number 31. And it reads, Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God of hosts, for thy day is come.
So the Lord is against the most proud, right? And our day is coming, man. The most proud are the people who walk on stolen land, holding their kids' hands, thinking that the torment and evil that their forefathers have done to our people is not going to fall back on them. Right? You know what every white person's favorite thing to say is, I never had slaves. I don't hate black people. I would never do that. But you reap the benefits of your forefathers. You reap the benefits of stolen people, of stolen generations of people, man. Great grandfathers were stolen, beaten, castrated, hung, burned, lynched, dismembered. Right. And they look at us like we're crazy, like we're saying something that your great grandfather didn't do. Like your great grandfather wasn't a rapist and murderer. Right? You heard him? I'm sorry, that's not true. But you know what we have to tell our children? Our last name is our last name because we were slaves. Right? The shame of these white people, man. The most proud to sit there and say that history is a lie. Right? Keep going, King.
The time that I will visit thee, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise him up.
Right? So the most proud is going to stumble and is going to fall, and it will never rise up again, man. We will never see a civilization like Babylon again, man. Right. We will never see a land of confusion like this again, man. Right, this is the chief confusion of confusion when confusion was confused, man. Right? You got men over here dressed like women, right? Just all types of madness out here, man. Right? And I was talking to somebody at work, man. They said everybody has to have censoring on their lips but gay people. Gay people can say whatever they want. Right? What's up, brother? How you feeling, man? You got 2 minutes for the words of the Lord? 2 minutes, brother. I always got a word for the Lord, just not right now. Always, but just not right now, man. The hypocrisy of our people, man. Right? Oh, they was up here earlier? What's going on with y'all? I'm alright. We on that Jesus March? No, y'all work? Okay. What's your nationality, man?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. Yeah. On both sides of your family?
No, half Irish.
Who's half Irish?
My father's actually half Irish. My mother's also half Irish.
Okay, but your father's father is so-called Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Okay. Well, today's your lucky day, brother. you just hit a home run. Yeah. Right? And you, what's your nationality?
Half Irish, German, Swedish, European stuff. Yeah.
So pretty much just a mixture and conglomerate of European descent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So we up here to tell the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, according to your father, will be the Israelites. We will be God's chosen people, right? The people who Moses and Aaron helped deliver out of the hands of the Egyptians. Right? Everybody knows the story of Moses and Aaron, right? What's Aaron's favorite word, or Moses' most famous words that he said to Pharaoh? Let my what?
Let my people be free? Or
let my people be free, or let my people go. Did he say let the whole world be free? He said let my people be free, right? So the Lord has a chosen people. So the Most High has a chosen people on this earth who is still here today, who he has set above all people, right? So we're going to find out who his chosen people are. Right? If you go to any church, then they say God loves everybody, for God so loved the world, right? Have you ever read in the Bible that God loves everybody? Have you ever seen that? You seen that? Look it up on your phone. Look up God loves everybody.
I mean, in the New Testament, like Romans.
Look it up on your phone.
I can say Romans talks about you don't have to be Jew or Gentile. It's about,
it says that
love is, love is the fulfillment of the law.
Right? So you will never read God loves everybody. The Lord has always had a specific people who he has dealt with from the foundation of the world. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32, starting verse number 8. Right?
Deuteronomy 32 and 8, and it reads, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So the Lord separated all nations of people and allotted them their own specific land. Right? The Lord didn't make the world to be like America, a great melting pot, and everybody just come around and agree on a language, right? Agree on a religion, right? What else? Agree on holidays that really don't have a substance. That's not how the Most High created everything to be. He created everybody to have their own separate lands, and it was bound by the children of Israel, right? Keep going, King.
For the Lord's portion
Is
his people.
It's all people.
Is his people. Jacob is a lot of his inheritance.
So the Lord's portion are his people, Jacob, or the Israelites, right? And we're going to show you in 3 verses, brother, that you will be an Israelite. 4 verses. 5, right? More compelling, right? If somebody hit you with a 5-piece combo, you're like, oh, that really hurt, right? So we're going to hit you with a 5-piece combo to show you that you're an Israelite, brother.
Right.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So this is Moses speaking to the Israelites after they got out of the land of Egypt, right? After their captivity, the hardship, and the 10 plagues that they saw, right?
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
So if you don't observe to do all his commandments
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said to his chosen people, if you don't keep my law, statutes, and commandments, curses are going to befall you and overtake you. Right? So we understand that a curse is never a good thing. Right? A curse is always something evil, wicked, demonic, scary. So we're going to see these curses that befell God's chosen people. And we're going to hold up a minute. You remember the game Guess Who? Right? How old are you, brother? 26, right? A little bit older. We were younger, it was a game called Guess Who? Right? You would ask, does he have on glasses? Does he have a mustache? Does he have orange hair? You know, things of that nature. And whoever doesn't fit the category that you ask, you put them down. Eventually, you be like, look, it's Oscar. Right? So we're going to play Guess Who to see who fits these curses. We're going to look at all the nations of the world as one. Right? So we're going to look at the so-called Chinese man, so-called Arab man, right? So-called white man, so-called black man, so-called Hispanic man. We're going to see who truly fits these curses. Right? Go to verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the Lord said these curses will be upon thee for a sign. Right? How you know it's Chick-fil-A? The sign. McDonald's got the what? Golden arches. Right? The swoosh on the shoes are what? Right? What shoe? Nike. Right? So they'll be upon thee for a sign.
And for a wonder.
That make you think.
And upon thy seed forever.
So it's continual, or what people like to term as generational curses. Right? So that's 3 verses we read. I'm going to give you 3 verses, and I want you to say, am I an Israelite? Is anybody else an Israelite? Let's think about it. Let's go to verse number 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So the Lord said his chosen people will have to serve their enemies, right?
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So in hunger, what's the last thing you ate? Tacos. Where you get it from?
What's that spot?
Over there, R&R.
R&R, right? Who owns R&R?
Probably some white people.
Probably some white people. Who owns McDonald's? What about Chick-fil-A? Now let's say you go to this brother's restaurant, right? Lawaka's best hummus, right? Hummus. Where is he getting the ingredients to make his food? Well, you would get your textiles and ingredients to make your food from grocery stores or wholesalers.
Right, of course, yeah.
And who owns the wholesalers? Is it our people? Absolutely not. So you got to serve your enemy in hunger.
And in thirst.
Deer Park, Sprite, Coca-Cola, Gatorade. Do we own any of those companies? Even the tequila plants or tequila factories where they get the agave and they process it, all that is owned by Europeans. They get set up in certain parts of Mexico, right? Do we have any water treatment facility plants? No. Who owns it? White people, right? You have to go to your enemy in hunger and in thirst.
And in nakedness.
Adidas. We definitely don't own Adidas. Some German do. Nike, New Era, what else? Under Armour. Right, but say like you do got your own clothing company. Where are you getting the textile to make your clothes? Probably from your white people, right?
And in want of all things.
So you make one thing you don't have to go to your enemy for? One thing that you don't have to go to any other nation just for you to have?
Not off top right now.
Yeah, because we got to go to them for everything, right? On the back of your money is old slave owners, right? You got to go to them for a job, driver's license, insurance, and say you can't afford insurance, they're fining you at the MVA, right? For one of all things.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So that same enemy you have to go to for everything, he's going to put yokes of iron upon your neck.
Until he have destroyed you.
Until he has took your actual heritage away. Right? What does Puerto Rican mean? Rich port. Right? What was the language that the Taino Indians were speaking before the conquistadors came over there and taught them Spanish or forced Spanish on them? What were our people speaking before the British, the European, and the Dutch forced us to speak English? It was Hebrew, right? Or what they would say Aramaic. Aramaic was more of a dialect of Hebrew, right? Until he had destroyed us. That's why you came up here and said you were a rich port, right? Instead of your God-given nationality. Can everybody on the earth say that they fit those curses?
No, not everybody.
Absolutely not. Only the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans can say that. Because the Chinese man can go back to China and eat whatever the hell they eat over there. The Japanese man can go over there and eat whatever the hell they eat over there. The Arab man, the African man, go back home and he can eat whatever he wants. Where do we come from? Because when you look at it, the island of Puerto Rico, that ain't our homeland. I think the history of Puerto Rico go back to what, 1400, 1500? Maybe 100 years before that. Where were we before we were over there? Right? Everything has been stripped from us. Right? Let's go to verse number 54.
Verse 54.
No, go to 64.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So the Lord scattered his chosen people among all people. Right? That's why we in certain parts of China. Right? We in Thailand, Canada, we everywhere. Right?
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Once we get to those lands, we have to serve other gods, right?
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So those other gods we will have to learn to worship and serve will be gods of wood and gods of stone. Now I want you to think, what are some gods of wood that we have to serve? Wood. A cross, right? Well, I know you seen that movie Apocalypto.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you saw on the movie? Europeans. What were they holding? A wooden cross, right? That's why our people have that the Saint Mary candle, and it's heavy in the Latino culture, ain't it? Right? The candles with white Jesus up there, naked and bloody, right? And what's the God of stone? God of stone. Right, think about it. They go and take a trip there, a shahad, every year and walk around a rock. What religion is that? Islam, right? You had a thing called a sub-Saharan slave trade, where the Arabs were taking our people and castrating our men and raping our women and forcing Islam upon us. Right? That's why you got so many so-called African Americans in Islam today. What do we have to do with an Arab religion? Right? What does Christianity have to do with us? Right? You cannot find Christianity one time in the Bible. That word is not in the Bible at all. Right? Now, how did we get to these lands when we were scattered amongst everybody? How would you say? Through slave trade, right? Let's read out the Bible.
Reading on, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord said he's going to bring his chosen people back into Egypt, right? He just brought them out of Egypt, which the condition in Egypt was what? And Moses had to say, let my people go. Slavery. So if the Lord is saying he's going to bring his chosen people back into Egypt, what condition is that? Back into what? Back into slavery, right?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
So how did our people go into slavery? Ships. Right? Didn't they take our people from the land of Hispaniola and send us over in certain parts of Europe? Right? Learning those languages and following those customs? Didn't our people get taken from the west coast of Africa? Right? Get brought over here to America? Right? It's a slave ship right there. Right? If we sit back into Egypt,
with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So the way the Lord said it was going to happen, it happened that way. This is over 4,000 plus years ago, right? Nobody just wrote that out of nowhere in 1928, right?
Thou shalt see it no more again.
We haven't seen our homeland. We don't even know our homeland, right? We say Puerto Rico, we'll say Africa, we'll say Egypt. We don't know our homeland at all, right? Hold on.
And there,
once you get off those slave ships,
yea, shall be sold unto your enemies.
So we were sold to our enemies.
For bondmen.
Only your enemies will do this to you, right? Only your enemies will do this to you. For bondmen, slave men,
and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man redeemed us from this captivity because we're still in this captivity today, right? That's why our brothers from the Latino culture, their name is Diaz, Rodriguez, Gutierrez, Martinez, so on and so forth, right? And us, our last names are Johnson, Brown, Black, Williams, Wilson, right? That's a sign of ownership. When somebody puts a name on something, you claim it, you own it. Like if I gave you a puppy, you're not going to call it the name that I gave it. You're going to change that name. And that's why you called yourself a Puerto Rican when we first walked up, right? Read 29:1.
Chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
No, Puerto Ricans.
With the children of Israel.
African Americans.
With the children of Israel.
Spanish people.
With the children of Israel.
So, brother, who would you be according to the Bible? You're an Israelite, right? Right? It's plain as day, right? But why do we go to church and we don't hear that? Because they don't read the Bible to us. Have you ever sat down and actually read the Bible? You're doing it now? Okay, all praise to the Most High, right? So in the beginning, in Genesis, the Most High had a chosen line of people, which he called the sons of God. It's always about a lineage of people, right? The Lord has not included everybody in his covenant and his promises. It starts with Abraham, it goes down to Isaac, then it goes down to his son Jacob, right? And that's how it's always going to be. And through Jacob, he had sons. We just happen to fit and be one of those sons. You'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Ephraim, right? You'll be an Ephraimite, right? So that's your true God-given nationality. Not a Puerto Rican. You're not a rich port, right? I can't just come and get gold off your arm like, damn, I'm balling, right? No, you would be an Israelite. You would be the apple of the Lord's eyes, right? So as being an Israelite, there's certain things that we have to do, right? And I know other people hear this stuff. I know he's probably like, damn, what happened to me, right? But that's just the luck of the draw, as they say, right? Your people had 400, 500 years of rulership. Your blessing was the sword, right? Your people's blessing is the sword, destruction, war, armies, right? Ours is eternal life, the services of the Lord, right? Let's go to Romans chapter 9, start at verse number 3, right? So we the greatest people on earth, brothers, and the Bible tell you that.
Romans 9:3, and it reads, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren.
For who?
For my brethren.
So Romans, this is Paul speaking. It's a epistle to the Romans. You went to the Romans, right? You said Romans was for everybody, right? So I wish I wasn't accursed for my brethren.
For my brethren, my kinsmen.
What's a kinsman? Family, right?
According to the flesh.
According to what?
According to the flesh.
So what's your kinsman according to your flesh? Somebody who was born of the same lineage. we will be born of the same lineage, right? We got the same common forefather, same ancestral path and lineage, right?
Who are Israelites?
Who
are Israelites?
That's who Paul's ancestry is talking about. What's your name, brother? Raphael. That's your ancestry right there, brother. All of our ancestry, right?
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption?
The adoption. What's an adoption? When somebody takes you and grafts you in to being theirs. We was grafted to be the Most High's, right?
The adoption and the glory.
The kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is only for the Israelites, right? There's 12 gates to heaven, and guess whose name is on it? 12 tribes of Israel, right?
And the covenants.
Who got the covenants? Our forefathers. Those are the promises that was given to Abraham, that was given to Isaac, that was given to Jacob, right?
And the giving of the law.
And the giving of the law. Who was the law given to? It's the same answer, brother. The Israelites, right?
And the service of the Most High.
The service of the Most High are the priests, right? We're the only ones who had a priesthood that was set up to make an atonement for sins, to do offerings. The service of the Most High was the Levites,
Right.
the so-called Haitians today, right?
And the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
So whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came. So who did Christ come for? The Israelites, right? So who was being spoken to and written to in Romans? But that's not what we just read.
Paul's epistle to the Romans is him talking to the Romans.
No, he just said the Israelites.
I mean, yeah.
So who was Romans written to? You know what Romans 1?
The Romans.
Let's go to Romans 1.
The
Romans
Corinthians.
chapter 1 and verse number 1. Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ, called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of God. Verse 7. To all that be in Rome,
To all that be in Rome,
beloved of God,
beloved of, is everybody beloved of God?
I believe that.
Okay, we'll touch on that.
beloved of God, called to be saints.
Was everybody called to be a saint?
Wake them up,
Was everybody called to be a saint? Beloved of God. Let's go to Psalms chapter 50 and verse number 5. Come.
Psalms chapter 50 and verse number 5.
Bring it out.
Gather my saints together
Gather my saints together, right?
unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Who only made a covenant with the Lord by sacrifice? Because we just read the only people who had the services of God were the Israelites. So who
That's
are the
true.
saints who made a covenant with the Lord? And when was that covenant ever made with the whole world?
I mean, there's parts in Romans that say it's about not being a Jew or a Gentile. It's about love being the fulfillment of the law above all things.
But
You could be
Paul
you could
gave
be.
you the subject that was being written to.
So how do you it says you could be circumcised, uncircumcised, Jew or Gentile, this or that. It doesn't man or woman. It doesn't matter. You're still.
Well, who is being spoken to? It doesn't matter what's being said. It's who is being spoken to. Because if I write you a letter, Raphael, is that concerning anybody over there? No, it's written to you.
Right.
Just because it says Romans, it's written to the church that is in Rome.
Right.
The saints that are in Rome.
Right.
So who are the saints? The ones who made a covenant with the Lord by blood.
Right.
And who are the only people to ever make a covenant by blood?
What? The Israelites, right?
The Israelites.
But why does it mean? How does
So
it?
who is the book of Romans written to?
Everybody.
Read Romans 1 and verse number 6 again.
How could it be written to Jews or Gentiles if it's just for Israelites?
Give me Acts chapter 14, starting 1. Because there's a Gentile that was separated. We were Gentiles. Your brother Raphael would be considered a Gentile because he didn't grow up. No. You will be a Gentile because you're a heathen.
Right.
According to the Bible. He will be a Gentile because he didn't grow up in the way that our forefathers commanded us to grow.
Right.
Right? Bring that out again.
Romans 1 and 7, and it reads, to all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints. Grace to you and peace from God our Father.
No, that sounds very possessive. Our is a possessive pronoun.
Right.
Right? This is our son.
Right.
Right? Does it belong to that guy in 54? Absolutely not. Right? So God, our Father, Is that written to everybody?
Not necessarily.
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
But I could say God, my Father, as well. Could I not?
No.
There's
No.
no.
Because when has the Lord ever appeared to anybody outside of Israel? Give me one instance that the Lord ever went to anybody outside of Israel.
There's been claims of miracles and things like that. I don't.
Give me one instance in the Bible where the Lord has appeared to anybody outside of Israel.
I don't think. I mean, the Bible only takes place in that area of the
Well, no,
world.
it was in Asia Minor too.
Yeah, yeah.
It was in certain parts of Greece.
So does this mean there's no God?
No. I'm
in
saying
Japan or in Ireland or in South
no. There's no other God outside of the one true God of Israel.
So that was my question earlier. So you have Anglo-Saxon people, Germanic people, Slavic people, Asian people. They're just not in God's world or family or any in any way.
No, not at all.
They are not.
Not at all. Nobody is incorporated any promises outside of the Israelites. Right?
So how do you view those people if you see them as not within
Let's
God?
bring out the shotgun. Hold that question. Let me answer this question.
2 Ezra 6:54, and it reads, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So we all come from Adam. We can agree with that. Right? We all come from Adam because there was a flood on the earth. Only 8 people survived. Right? So everybody comes from the lineage of Adam. Right? The sons of God we were talking about earlier. Right?
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So there's a people also out of those 8 people who the Lord has chosen. Right? Noah had sons. Shem, Japheth, and Ham. So the lineage went from Shem on down, right? Unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The people whom he has chosen.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
So the Lord made the world for the Israelite saints. You can read that in Joshua. Wherever we stepped foot on any part of the land, it was ours. Right?
As for the other people,
As for everybody who's not part of the 12 tribes, right? You can be mad at me. I don't care. This is the words of the Lord, right? As for the other people,
which also come of Adam,
which also come from Adam, everybody walking comes from Adam.
thou hast said
The Lord has said
that they are nothing.
what the Lord say?
That they are nothing.
Sounds pretty racist. Sounds pretty racist. But God is racist, right? You know what it means to be racist? What's racist?
Judge somebody by their skin color.
That's racism. Racist is taking an interest in a race, right? Would you say a pianist hates pianos?
No, but I don't believe that race is a real thing, though.
Why not?
'Cause you could
You
look
just
at.
came up here and just named 5 different races you were.
They're not races.
European
They're ethnic, tribes, origins. If you looked at people's genetic codes, you couldn't tell what race somebody was.
Oh, I could definitely tell the race of somebody. I could tell that you're a so-called white man.
You can see me, but if you saw my DNA under a microscope, you wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah, we definitely don't have the same DNA because the scientists study the heads of a so-called African American and the head of a so-called Egyptian, and there's a great difference in size, cranium size, length. Can somebody look that up? The scientists studying the cranium sizes of Africans and so-called African Americans. Right, bring it up.
1 Peter chapter 2 and 9 of the ESV. But you are a chosen race,
Chosen race, right?
a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
So the Israelites are a chosen race. We are a chosen race, right? So you saying that because you don't fit in the category of being an Israelite. The same way we didn't fit in the categories of being able to drink from the same water fountain, to eat from the same tables. It's crazy when the tables turn and the Bible backs up everything we're saying. We're going through this is mild tribulation that we're going through. Not being able to get loans, being discriminated against, having to look behind our mirrors because those lights are flashing, right? All that's going to switch up, brother. But we have to keep the commandments of the Lord. We have to come back to serving our God. If we don't serve our God, right, we're going to die in this land, Right? This land is bound to be destroyed. You can see it's about to be destroyed. You can see the actions and proud talk with those up top. It trickles down. Right? So us as Israelites, we have to come back to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Right.
We have to come back to serve our God.
Right.
Because we're the only ones who have the service of God.
Right.
Right? Everybody else is excluded from this. Right? That's Joel 2:27. Right? Let's bring that up. Let's bring out Joel 2:27. Then we're gonna get you some commandments, brother.
Right.
You gotta keep the commandments, man. Right? That's why we're in this condition today.
Right.
These are what you call curses, what we just read about, for being disobedient. Right? You have any children? All right. When you were younger, right? And you didn't obey what your parents said, what happened? You got beat. That's a repercussion. Right? These are repercussions from our God for breaking his commandments.
Right.
Right?
Joel 2:27, and it reads, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed.
So the Lord is only in the midst of Israel. And we're not going to be ashamed of that.
Right.
We're going to boast about that.
Right.
Right? Everybody goes to church not knowing that you're talking about so-called black people.
Right.
So-called Hispanic people.
Right.
So-called Native American people.
Right.
Right? Because everybody has this image of Jesus Christ. Everybody has that image of Jesus Christ. I'm sure you grew up with that in your house. Why does that image exist?
Got whitewashed over time. That's definitely
So
not
if
what
he got
Jesus looked
whitewashed,
like.
what did he look like?
He was a
What is it?
well, he was, where was he from? Nazareth, right? Aramaic. He spoke Aramaic.
No, Jesus didn't speak Aramaic.
Did he
spoke
not?
Hebrew.
Right.
I believe Jesus spoke Aramaic. That's my understanding of it.
Prove it.
What language did Jesus speak?
Prove it. Because I'm 1,000% sure he's going to tell you he spoke Hebrew. Everybody spoke Hebrew.
Right.
Right? Hold on, read it.
There exists a consensus among scholars that Jesus of Nazareth spoke the Aramaic language. Aramaic was the common language of Roman Judea.
Yeah, what source is that? Just Google?
Encyclopedia Britannica of the Aramaic language.
Let's bring this up.
Acts 26:14.
That's right.
And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
So that is who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ, speaking to Paul. Right? On the famous road to Damascus. Right?
Speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
So what language did Jesus speak according to the Bible?
In that passage, he speaks.
Now show me in any passage him speaking Aramaic in the Bible.
Well, I think the
No, let's let the text speak.
I don't think the Bible. Well, I think Bible has certain parts have been written in Aramaic, or have been discovered to have been written in Aramaic and passed down over time. A lot of the Bible is written in Greek as well.
Show me a passage of anybody speaking Aramaic that was an Israelite.
There probably isn't one in the Bible.
Not at all, because he didn't speak Aramaic. What language did he speak?
He probably spoke multiple languages. Hebrew, Aramaic.
He spoke Hebrew. The Lord spoke Hebrew. He was around Hebrews. Why would he speak Aramaic to a people who speak Hebrew?
That was also the common language of Roman Judea.
No, the common language in that time period was Latin.
Right.
It wasn't
under
Aramaic.
Rome, right? Under Rome. He probably spoke a little Latin as well. I mean, you don't think he could have spoken multiple?
So it's like you backtrack, you trying to cover yourself.
No, I mean, if you're
He didn't speak Latin.
Hebrew, because all the texts are written in
So if all the texts were written in Hebrew, and the Hebrew spoke Hebrew, and Jesus is a Hebrew, what language did Jesus speak? What language did he speak?
The Bible, I guess, is called Hebrew.
He spoke Hebrew, right?
You have
it's just that simple.
You have Jews today who can speak Hebrew, but they also speak English because they're in America, so they know English.
No. We're dealing with the time that Jesus walked the earth. That's what we're talking about. So he spoke Hebrew, right? We can agree on that. All right. So the question that we started with, how did this image get right here? You say he was born in Nazareth, right? You say he would be a what descendant?
I don't know. He was descendant of David, descendant of, I guess, an Israelite tribe.
He was an Israelite,
somewhere
right?
back down the line, yeah.
So is this what the Israelites look like?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
So what do you think Jesus looked like? What do you think he looked like?
Middle Eastern man.
So let's find out. Let's see if Jesus was Middle Eastern. Because Middle Eastern isn't even really an area.
Right.
This is a made-up claim that came after 2001. Right? After the so-called attacks on 9/11. Right? Let's see what he looked like. Turn to 13.
Revelation 1 and 13, and it reads, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one likened to the Son of Man,
Who the world will call Jesus Christ.
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
So he had on a long garment, right? Turn that around. He had on a long garment, right? He ain't wearing skinny jeans and button-up t-shirts. He wore a garment, right? Like that picture of the 3 elders right there.
garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden
He
girdle.
had on like a gold WWE belt.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So he has white, woolly hair, right? Is that white and woolly? Who has wool-like hair? Right? Where's it at? Right? Brother James, this is wool. Where I'm sure we had a picture with the wool.
Right there.
Where's it at? There you go, right there.
Right here.
Right, wool. That's wool right there. Right? Is that wool type hair? Absolutely not. So that's strike 1 and strike 2.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He had flame of fire eyes. He got like blue eyes, right? It seemed like a lot. That would be strike 3. But we'll let him get another at bat.
And his feet,
Now we're getting to the characteristic of the rest of his body. Because if we took those Adidas off, you don't got orange feet, do you? Or purple feet. It's the same color as the rest of your body, right?
and his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? B-R-A-S-S.
It's like golden.
It's brown, right? It's a picture of brass right here. Right. You can't even tell where that man's hand starts or where it ends, right? So his feet like fine brass.
Fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
If you burn anything, what color is it turning? Damn near black. So, what color was Jesus?
We come up, huh? Hey.
What color was Jesus?
Black?
Dark skin.
Yeah,
Jesus was the
dark
so-called
skin.
black man, right? What about his mother?
I don't know. Mary?
What about his mother?
Maybe the same.
I guess.
What about his father?
Probably the same.
What about his brothers?
I'm gonna assume the same.
What about his people?
Same.
Same, right?
Right.
So we would be the Israelites, right? We're God's chosen people. And you said there's Jews that speak Hebrew and English, right? Jewish people aren't the people of the Bible.
Right.
They don't fit the curses. And if you add ISH, yeah, we say Jewish people aren't the people of the Bible.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, we said it.
That's right.
Because if you add ISH to the end of a word, it means you acting like you're trying to pertain to, right?
So the people of the current state of Israel.
That's the problem. It's
you
the
don't
state of
believe.
Israel that was developed in 1948.
We can agree on
That fits
that.
none of the prophecy.
We can agree on
Because
that.
the Lord said that He would deliver His people back into that land. How would they deliver into that land? No, they didn't. They bought that land and drove from certain parts of Europe over there. So, do they fit the prophecies? So they're not the real Jew. So Jewish is a fake person trying to be like a Jew, which Jesus was. And 9 times out of 10, if you ask a Jewish person what tribe they from, they say Benjamin. They say Benjamin or Naphtali. You can't be a Jew from Naphtali. That's right. You're a Jew because you're from the tribe of Judah. Right. So they be lying all around. And brother, you will be an Israelite from the tribe of Ephraim. Right. You will be an Ephraimite according to the Bible. That's right. All right. The book of Joshua is a book about Ephraimite helping lead the children of Israel to the allotted land. Right. Right? So we are God's chosen people. We have to keep the commandments. Everybody else is excluded. They can do what they want. They can live it up. Because we're about to be a rulership. Right? We're going to have crowns upon our head. We're going to have servants. We're going to have people serving us the same way we serve them. Right? It's a just trade. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 30. Give me verse 7. The curses are going to come to an end very soon, brother. They're coming to an end very soon, but you have to turn back to the Lord by keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you show that you love him. Right, bring that up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, and verse number 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses.
So all the curses we read about that happened to us, how we had our names stripped from us, how we had our heritage stripped from us, how we have to serve our enemies to get food, water, clothing, shelter, right?
Will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
Put all these curses upon your enemies. Because only your enemies would do such things to you. We so brainwashed to forget that the Jim Crow laws only happened about 60 years ago.
Right.
Right? Martin Luther King would be how old today? What do they say, 83? 84? He'd be 84. That's crazy. And we're so far removed to understanding who the true devil of the Bible is. And that's the problem. Devil means deceive.
Right.
We've been deceived to think everybody is loved by God.
Right.
We've been deceived to think everybody is God's children. Right? The Lord even told you these are not the children of God. That's what we're going to get to in Romans 9. Everybody's not a child of God. But brother, you fit the mold. That's why I said it's your lucky day, brother.
Right.
Welcome home.
He's 75% Irish.
Yeah, what does that have to why you don't want him to make it? Why you don't want him to be in the kingdom of heaven?
You don't want me to make it though.
No.
So you don't believe?
I don't.
So when the Bible says the one law above all law, love your neighbor as yourself, you don't.
Who is your neighbor?
You're my neighbor.
Why am I your neighbor? Why am I your neighbor in this society today? Because my people were forced over here and did hard labor.
That's all true.
In the ancient world, we just read that the Lord separated all the nations of people
I believe
by the
my
bounds of the children of Israel. So my neighbor would have been somebody who was the same people as me.
Right.
That would have been my neighbor.
Right.
You can't take ancient context and put it today.
Right.
So you don't believe I'm your neighbor.
No, you are my oppressor.
Right.
You are my enemy.
Right.
According to the Bible.
Right.
I see you as my neighbor.
No, you don't.
Why
you
not?
don't.
You're a human
Only
being.
reason you say that is because you're not included in the context of what we're
I
talking
believe
about.
I am included, and I see you as my neighbor.
I guarantee you, if somebody came up and said every white person get $1 million, and I tried to come up, you're not holding my hand and saying get him up here. I guarantee, I'm 1,000% sure that wouldn't happen. Well, this is what you're calling a made-up scenario because you're not included.
Right.
You're saying it's made up because nobody outside of so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans are included in this.
Right.
I believe they are. I mean, I
Oh, yeah,
look at
bring
you,
that up
I see
in
a
neighbor.
neighbor, I see a neighbor, I see a neighbor.
You
We're
don't.
all
Where do you live at?
Philadelphia,
What part?
South Philly.
South Philly.
Yeah,
It's very comfortable out there.
it's a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm quite sure your neighbor next to you is not one of us. No, you see, so we're not neighbors, right? We're not neighbors.
Kensington?
No, he wouldn't go to Kensington at all.
I've been out there, but it's not a great area. That's for sure.
Leviticus chapter 20 and verse number 24. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am Yahweh, your God, which have separated you from other people.
So that neighbor that you're talking about was the Israelite, because he separated us from all other nations of people. And his neighbor in the etymology.
The etymology of the word neighbor, one who lives near another. So that goes back to the law. If the Lord, like the brother said, if the law says that the Israelites are supposed to live only amongst Israelites, the neighbor of an Israelite can only be an Israelite.
Right! So we're not neighbors. We're neighbors according to this society. But according to the context of the scriptures, we would never be neighbors. He would be my neighbor. Right? He would be a near kin to all of us.
But he's closer to me than he is to you.
How is that?
75% Irish.
He's not 75% Irish. He's a whole Israelite. He's 100% Israelite. Didn't you say that your father's father is so-called Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
He's an Israelite. Right. You are an Israelite according to your father. Let me get that in numbers.
When I see you, I see a person,
Numbers
and I
1
love you.
and 18, and it reads, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees
What's a pedigree?
Your lineage. Here you go.
after their families
After their families.
by the house of their father.
No, their mother.
By the house of their father.
So you are what your father is. Right. If I take a handful of watermelon seeds, it don't matter where I plant the watermelon seeds, it's still gonna be a watermelon. The soil doesn't matter, it's the seed that grows.
Right.
So the seed that grew from his grandfather and his father was an Israelite.
Right.
So there's no 75% nothing. Right. We're not dealing with Putnam squares and fractions and all this stuff when it comes to lineage. You are what your father is.
Right.
So you will be an Israelite.
We gotta go.
All right, brother.
We get to this game.
All right, brother. You are Israelite. We got this right here. Check that out.
And I definitely respect the balls it takes to stand up and spread the awareness of the weaponization of Christianity during the expansion era.
Absolutely.
But I want to know, obviously everything's from the Bible's text. Is there any books about the history of this movement here, kind of bring it back to light? Is there any text that I can read on what's going on here with talking about the 12 tribes, besides the Bible? Just, you know.
Yeah. Anybody got from Babylon to Timbuktu? So we got lost tribes of the promised land. This movement isn't a movement. This is a prophecy right here. Right? This is prophesied in the Bible. Bring that up.
Isaiah 19 and 16. In that day shall Egypt be likened to a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts.
Right, so Egypt is what the land America is referred to. Right, it's the land of captivity. Right,
which he shaketh over it, and the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in him because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction.
Right, so America is going to be called the city of destruction, right? And this is the verse right here.
In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt.
So an altar is being set up. An altar is a place of sacrifice. Right, a place of honor that the Most High receives. Sin offerings, free will offerings, all type of offerings are being set up, right? And those are the Israelites waking up in these last days. Those are the elect that are waking up, right?
And a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and there shall be a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them.
So the Lord is going to deliver his elect because of the oppression that has been happening to his chosen people. And who's more oppressed than the people under the hands of the so-called white man? The so-called white man rule the whole earth.
Facts.
Right? You go over to Puerto Rico, man, everything's expensive as hell, man. It's expensive. You can't live out there. They got all people living in shelters, huts and shelters out there. Even look here in Maryland. You said y'all from Philly. You go to certain parts of Philly, you ain't going to be living comfortable.
You live up north.
Up north.
Right.
It's bad.
Exactly.
It's bad, man. So we're out here to teach our people that we are the Israelites, and we're going to be crying for the oppression that's going on until the Most High deliver us out of the hands of our oppressor. And brother, you're an Israelite, so I would hop on the side that's going to win. If you got an Orioles hat on, you figure the Orioles going to win because they won last night. We know the side of the Lord is going to win. Right. So you should get with the side that is going to win. We're not telling you to be out here beating up nobody. We're telling you to come back, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, which the Most High gave to our forefathers. All right, so check that flyer out. We got brothers on 10th and Market, from Babylon to Timbuktu.
The Lost Tribes in Promised Land.
The Lost Tribes of Promised Land.
It has your tribe on page 290 something. Has your tribe.
I'll check them out. I'm on my religious journey right now. I'm reading everything.
All right, brother. Well, make sure you actually read the Bible.
I do.
Get the context. Understand it's not everybody. It's written to the Israelites for the Israelites. It's written for our learning.
Take a picture of that. One of the samples. Lost Tribes in Promised Land.
10th and Market is brothers up there who are teaching as well.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, talk to those brothers, man. All right. Be safe, brother. All praises to the Most High, man. Right? Let me get Luke chapter 18 and starting verse number 7. I'm going to pass it to the next mighty brother. We got about another hour and some change, man.
Luke 18 and 7 in the reads.